Hey plugin, it's Matt here. I am live on location at my mom's house, about to install this TP-Link smart Wi-Fi light switch. Now this light switch is just like many other light switches in the sense that you have flexible control of what you can do. You'll be able to remotely access the switch anywhere to turn it on, off, set away settings, or even put it on schedules when you're away from home. Should only take about 5 or 10 minutes for us to install. Let's take a look and get it set up.
As always, the first thing you want to do is shut power off at the breaker. Don't be messing around with live wires. That's not going to end up good for anybody. Okay, let's unbox the TP-Link Smart Switch, also known as the HS200. It's a pretty straightforward open box. You've got the light switch itself with the wiring tied up and 4 wire nuts or morettes. You may or may not need the morettes depending on the wiring setup you have right now. Of note, the light switch is 2 pieces. You'll have to pop off the faceplate to install this properly. It's easier said than done and might require a little bit of force. It's also a fair bit thicker than your normal light switch. We'll deal with that problem later. I'm not going to show the next step, but make sure you download the Kasa, that's K-A-S-A, app from your app store and register an account. If you've got an existing TP-Link product, you're good to go. Just open the app and have it ready. As we move over here to unscrew the existing faceplate and the light switch itself, I'm going to mention that you'll need to have some tools with you. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver, a slot head or flat head screwdriver, and a wire stripper. A voltage meter is optional but recommended. We didn't use one for this install, but it's always helpful to have one to see if there's any pesky wiring about. Next thing you should do is pop over to your Kasa app and follow the directions to install. Of note here, you have to have a neutral wire in order to install this. If you don't, close up shop and find another place to install. If you don't have a ground wire here though, that's okay. The neutral wire is a must though. Once you've located the neutral wire, hook it up with a moret to the neutral wire from the TP-Link Smart Switch. The app will tell you what's what, don't worry. Next, disconnect your existing light switch. You might be able to salvage the input wires, but it'll probably be faster to cut them off here like we did. Next, use the wire stripper to cut yourself a new plug of wire. Grab the morettes out of the box if you need them at this point, and now connect the power wires to the switch. It doesn't matter what is connected to red and what's connected to black. Connect the green ground wires as well if need be. Okay, here's where it gets tricky. You need to find a way to shove all this wiring back into the box and screw the inner part of the light switch to the wall. This is probably going to look a lot like Homer Simpson trying to install that grill pit in his backyard because most of these boxes were made before smart switches existed. Good luck. We did it eventually, and I'm sure you will too. So just clip the faceplate back on and now you're done the hard part. Head back to your circuit breaker and flip things back on. If you've done everything properly, you should see this happy light come on. Now it's time to connect to your Wi-Fi network. I'm going to skip this part since it's pretty much the same as most Wi-Fi enabled smart devices. Okay, so we're done. Kasa will let you start setting scenes based on different scenarios as well as setting timers and away settings. It does not let you do anything by default outside of use through local Wi-Fi. To make these things work, you have to go to the device's settings and enable the remote control feature. Alright, let's put this to work. Here's how the switch works off a smartphone. It's pretty straightforward. Of course, it works manually too. The switch works off a button press. The idea that the switch juts out as though it clicks like a normal light switch is merely cosmetic. Alright, last thing here. If you ever need to do the factory reset or manual restart, there are these little tiny buttons underneath the switch. They might be hard to get to though on purpose. You may have to remove the faceplates in order to properly use them, and you might find the only times you really have to do this are after firmware updates or a power outage. So it's a little bit more involved with the installation than most smart home gizmos, but it is still pretty easy to install and easy to get going.
This is the TP-Link Smart Wi-Fi light switch, the HS200. It's now available at Best Buy and online at bestbuy.ca. I'm Matt, and we'll see you later.